Now, as India gears up to celebrate its 65th Independence Day, we at Brand Equity decided to show our patriotic spirit with a very special initiative. We're launching a special show on the 15th of August called Rebooting Brand India and invited BBDO, JWT and Ogilvy to use their ingenuity and create campaigns that will help reposition India as a force to reckon with and win back global investor confidence. Here's a sneak peek of the episode and how you can get involved. 65 glorious years of independence and an enviable growth that has made India a power to be reckoned with across the world. But if there is development, there is also a GDP growth that has hit an all-time low at 5.3% in 7 years. Add to this S&P's publicized downgrade of India's credit ratings and the government's infamous policy paralysis compounded by a lack of reforms. The future for BRICS fallen angels doesn't look so incredible after all. This Independence Day, Brand Equity decided to give India the due it deserves. We bring you our Independence Day special, Rebooting Brand India, because in 65 years, the journey for a success story called India has just begun. In a unique endeavor, Brand Equity roped in 3 of India's top advertising agencies, JWT, Ogilvy and BBDO, in the ultimate quest for creativity. The brief? Creating a campaign to reposition a brand that has lost its sheen and needs to be repositioned in the minds of global investors low on confidence and faith. Creating a campaign for a brand called India. Joining us later to discuss, deliberate and debate on these 3 campaigns will be an elite panel, Member of Parliament, noted novelist and one of India's most celebrated diplomats, Dr. Shashi Tharoor. Internationally acclaimed filmmaker, Shekhar Kapoor. CEO and MD of the Delhi-Mumbai Industrial Corridor Development Corporation and the former Joint Secretary under the Union Ministry of Tourism, Amitabh Kant. And critically acclaimed Bollywood actor and director, Nandita Das. Watch our Independence Day special on the 15th of August at these times to find out which campaign made it to the top. Now, if you're as excited about these campaigns as we are, fret no more as the campaigns are up on facebook.com/brandequity. Log on to see the ads and cast your vote now to decide which of the 3 celebrated agencies will be Brand Equity Rebooting India's Viewers' Choice winner. At an age where most media gurus were hanging their boots and settling into a comfortable routine, this man decided to jump in and conquer the completely unknown terrain of digital marketing when it was still unheard of in the Indian advertising industry. A formidable media professional, a daring entrepreneur, and a man who truly lived life king size. Media veteran V Ramani passed away on the 1st of August 2012. He pioneered India's first ever branded program, Philips Top 10, and was the first Indian cyber jury member at the Cannes Lions. Brand Equity pays its tribute to a man who was universally respected, revered and loved. To the brilliance, passion and zeal for innovation, that is V Ramani.
What does one say about Ramani? We were friends and colleagues for 27 years across contract, in fact, Linsas, contract, URSCG, Igniting. Ramani was an original. He wanted to live life inside. Very, very passionate about things big and small. Very, very interested in his work. Very detail-oriented. Whether it was Philips Top 10, the first branded program on satellite, and a lot of good work that was done out of contract for Philips. Whether it was URSCG later, whether it was convincing me to start a media independence and winning the Reckitt Benckiser business to start with, whether it was pushing me to start Igniting, he always had his eye on something ahead. When we got Philips
as a client, the first thing that Ramani came up with this brilliant thing of how do we take a basic commercial and at low cost or at a very, very low cost, how can we get millions of people to participate and view the commercial? This would have been roughly around 15 years ago. And we came out with this contest on ZTV, which was called Hai Mera Dil contest, where the commercial was played, it was stopped in between, and people had to ask or reply to the question as to what happens next. And we guys got millions of replies. In fact, we had the whole post office complaining about the replies that we got. Such was the thinking of a man like Ramani.
Ramani was involved in all the major brands that Beckett Benckiser has in his portfolio. He was very passionate about it all, and looking at planning and implementation in very different ways. That was one. The other one where he was extremely involved again was in a brand named Harpic. When we first came with the campaign, which was challenging the consumer, the doorstep challenge as we call it, I said, Ramani, I will not put this on prime time. He said, you are going to put it on prime time, because that's when the woman who cares about the house is going to be watching the TV. I said, fuck. She's going to be upset, man. He said, just watch this space.
Media planning was way beyond number crunching for him. It was important for him that people engaged with it. So whether it was the business types like the account management or the clients who wanted more of the number crunching and more of the business talk, or whether it was his creative teammates who were typically more keen on getting a higher impact for their ideas, he was absolutely interested in engaging with both these parties.
He saw the digital world, and he wasn't 22, he was almost 40, but he was willing to plunge himself. I wanted him as a joint CEO for MCG and Igniting, and he said, no, internet is the future. Let me get out of this job. I hired somebody else, and let me do only that. So he moved from a large settled setup to a small entrepreneurial setup, and he was willing to give his life for it through ups and downs in the early days of the internet. That really sums up Ramani. I mean, he had the courage of his conviction. He made very, very good and loyal friends. I was laughingly telling someone that he has bailed me out of so many professional situations, and then always taking his payback by making me bail him out of so many personal situations. I think his best was still to come, and it's so unfortunate that we lost him at 51. I think he was a guy a little ahead of my time, a little ahead of our time. All I can say is, Ramani, you walk too fast, you walk too hard, and you will certainly be missed by your friends, your family.